From up in the clouds, it's your good friend Whimsy Rainbow Star, and we are here with one of my Minecraft creative mode projects. So this is going to be a new segment that I'm going to start doing whenever I have a project that's going along. So this project is something I've been working on for a couple months now. I just finished the base of what I wanted to show you guys before I move any further. This is actually it's going to be a city, but right now you're looking at a map of just the base foundation with the walls. I'm going to warn you though, my texture pack is very brightly colored. As you can see, all the stone is pink. There's a reason for that, because this is supposed to be a world for a city for a D&D world that I'm creating, where the world is like really colorful. Obviously you guys are probably not surprised if you know what I'm into with being like rainbows and stuff. So this city's called Bleikurmyri. It was supposed to have been, once upon a time, it was a swamp with like nice tower structures, and it was really pretty, and then it got overrun by this evil wizard who transformed it into a layered city with walls, and it's very like, it's a problem city, of course. But what I'm going to show you guys right now is just basically what I've worked on. So this map is 5 by 5, so it's 25 maps of space. The pathway in the middle is supposed to be like a naturally occurring thing that happens in the world of a little thing that like rides around, but it's been marked with rails. So I'm going to just show you guys what I've worked on. So this is the central district right here. The walls have different like materials depending on which layer it is, because there's 4 layers to this city. For some reason I didn't put a layer in the middle between this one, because we're technically in between the 3rd and 4th, or the first and, I don't know, whatever, the bottom one and the next one up. So each one of these is a district. As you can see, they're walled off by the yellow lines. The top one is for like residential, and as you can see, there's actually a building in the upper right corner, because that building is supposed to be there when the initial disaster happens and this whole city gets like leveled. It doesn't get touched because it's protected by magic. It's a church, so I mean that's partly why, but it's more just someone protected it. This one right here to the left, this is the like political district, so anything that's like, you know, prison or like the law or like the governing stuff happens here. The middle one's just the central middle district where everyone kind of whatever. This district to the right is the commercial district, basically all the shops and everything. The one beneath it is the industrial district, which is, as you can see, does not connect to the middle piece. It basically mining, building stuff, whatever. And then this district here is the transportation district, so basically train station, possibly a harbor, maybe a runway for airplanes or aircraft, I guess. So I'm gonna just kind of like fly around and show you guys what I've worked on. This has taken months. So basically I took a swamp biome, this whole world is nothing but swamp, and covered it in like a design layout of these like walls and of stone. Basically I took away all the water, all the stone, covered all the grass and everything. Whoop. Oh, well, I fell. Okay. That's fine. So let's see. These are iron bars. Again, there's a bunny. There's a very distinct design to them, and then obsidian, and then just black, I believe that's black glass, and then pink glass. This is actually glowstone, this changing stuff. It's just got like symbols for each color. The world has 12 colors that governs it, and so these just rotate through all the colors. The opposite color though is a little bit faded, just because it's like that for each land. In any case, okay, so this is stuff that I animated myself just for fun. It's supposed to be like really shallow water that's just kind of like fallen in a little hole or whatever. I believe it's the chiseled stone block, because I never use that block, so I'm like, let's just make it some cool looking like water over clay looking graphics. So I went ahead and did that. So the outer wall is over here. It's hard to see, of course, because the chunks don't load, but the outer wall has actually 5 layers to it, and I'll explain what those are in a second. Is that a mushroom? No, it's a cow. Pink cow. Yeah, the animals are colored weird too. Okay, this right here, this is actually soul sand, as you can see. What I did was, any place that had clay occurring under the water, I replaced with soul sand, and then outlined with that watery looking texture. Just to like, it's as if the clay that naturally occurred like kind of like rotted or something and got like really sticky and gross. Just because the bottom layer, unfortunately, is supposed to be like the slums, you know, like it's just where all the unfortunate people live. Because the guy who leveled this town is a total jerk. An evil wizard, basically. So, this is moss stone. That dictates where water occurs. Like, that's basically the water line right there. So, that's where the water basically stops. And then this is the remaining part of the bottom layer. And then there's the next layer, which is the black stone, which I think that's... sometimes I forget. It's granite. Okay. Polished granite. And then pink glass, and then regular glass, which is rainbow. And then, of course, still glowstone at the top. And then, as you can see, there's the rest of the swamp outside. Whoops. Dang it, I keep doing that. Okay. One thing about the texture packs that I don't understand is that I can't seem to get swamp grass or foliage to change color. I don't really know why, so that should actually be really colorful out there, but it's like green. Okay, so we're in the residential district right now. There's a couple animals. I'm gonna not get rid of them, but I'm gonna move them somewhere so that they're not just like walking around. This thing right here is the track thing I was talking about. It goes through, I think, 3 of the districts, but basically it's just supposed to be why is there a sheep? A thing that it's just like a natural transportation thing that occurred. I just marked it with a powered rail. These are redstone and regular torches. I know they look weird, but they're basically the pink symbol. Again, all because of it's a D&D world thing. And then clay is what is the foundation of it. And then it's walled off by glass. But yeah, so the next step is going to be building the bottom layer. And there's it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be glass. Here's the other walls over here. It's just kind of all crazy. Like, see to this one right here is the transportation district, that's the commercial district, and then over there is the political district, and then way back here is the industrial district, which is the one I just actually finished. So there's going to be buildings and whatnot, and there's going to be layers too. And traveling between the layers is difficult because you have to have certain, like, authority to do so. Which is hard to get if you're on the very bottom. So the next step will be to make the first layer, basically, and then start putting in buildings. I might start with, like, doing, like, one district at a time of each layer, and then showing you guys. And there'll be, like, important locations for the game. Now, I'm going to show you that church that is the only building that has been unchanged by the entire ridiculousness of the city. Now, the top layer is going to be exposed to the sky, but it's basically what the original town used to look like. The top layer is the original set of towers and whatnot. It's just they're all now flat on the very top. And because it is a swamp, each layer is going to have a layer of water on it too. I was originally going to make the original town, but it seemed like too much work, so I just went ahead to build this. Okay, so here's the church. This is the one that survived. Originally, some of the buildings were actually magically floating on glass in the water. It's some special glass that just lets buildings float. That was like a cool thing about the swamp cities that I was going to do for this world. But what basically is going to happen is once I build the rest, I'm going to actually grow some trees underneath it because it was plant magic that protected this church. So it's going to be actually held up by trees and whatnot. And it will cut through the other layers, but it's because it's been protected that, you know. Let's see. I believe that just says the Church of... and someone's name. Go inside. It's very red and pink. And there's like a cool thing up there. I don't really know what's supposed to be up there, but I think if we go up there... It's been a while since I was inside of here. This is all hardened clay. Pink, obviously. And then just glowstone. And so I don't know, because these will be at the third height. Yeah, so I don't really know if you're going to be able to see out them. But there is supposed to be a secret tunnel that goes up somewhere in this district that this character who runs the church leads the main party to, so they can get to the top. I don't know where that's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. So this is basically the first step of Bleikurmyri, and I've finally finished it. This is the step that took the longest. And sadly, I'm actually recreating a city I'd once built in another game, but it's a lot bigger. The scale is huge. And originally it was in a forest, but I just tore down the forest, but now it's in a swamp. So, it's supposed to be in a swamp. Granted, to the right is supposed to be, or sorry, to the left of the city is supposed to be ocean, but obviously since it's nothing but swamp biome, it's still more swamp. But I found a spot that looks very empty of swamp, so it looks like it could be potentially ocean. So this is the political district right here, which is kind of flatter, except for one corner of it. But yeah, out there is supposed to be the quote-unquote ocean. And this one had a lot of clay, as you can see. Yeah, so we're pretending that that's the ocean in the game. Obviously, it still has, like, islands and stuff. Or, you know, whatever. Now, this little mountain right here was going to be where the guy who runs... Another one of the characters in the D&D campaign who actually helps run the city. He's, like, the main... he's, like, the head prosecutor guy. So... because this is the law district, technically. This mountain is going to actually have a prison built underneath it. It didn't originally, because this mountain would have been a nice grassy hill, but now it's all covered in stone and sad and everything. It will be where the prison is located, and it's a pretty deep prison. That'll be a whole project in of itself. That's the little deep part I was talking about. But yeah, so that's Bleikurmyri. The next time you guys see this, I'll be working on the next layer. Or, the first layer, I guess. Which is going to be interesting because it's going to be very, you know, up and down with all the stone textures. But it'll be kind of unique down there. But it's also going to be very dark because they don't have light very much. The bottom district is sadly pretty lacking. But it was done on purpose by the evil wizard guy. So, I don't know when that'll be done, but it'll just come up whenever I finish it. I'm really looking forward to this project. Hopefully you guys will be interested in seeing the progress that's made. I'm really looking forward to it because it's taken me a while to do this, and I finally finished it. So thank you guys for watching. Check the annotations at the end and the links in the description below. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, stay whimsical.
Oh, please don't fall in the lava. Oh, please don't fall in the lava. How do I time it? It's right there! It's the end of the level!
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
No. And I'm gonna drop these for right now, because I don't think I need them. Whee! Cool.